Dollhouse people, Whitney LaBrie here. I am very excited to show you today's episode. Now, this is last week and kind of where we left it off. I had done the water. I really liked the way that the water turned out, and just doing that one thing really opened up my mind to many, many other things now that I want to add water to. But can you believe it? This is actually part 5 of the Movies and Miniatures Labyrinth series. I can't believe it. But anyway, so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to really focus in on these back walls and the staircase. Last week I had mentioned that I wanted to decorate those, and I also want to add a trellis above these 2 walls. I really want to make them feel like they're more a part of the scene, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to create vines to go up the walls, these 2 walls, also to go across the trellis, and going up the staircase or down the staircase. I guess up the staircase things grow up. And I also want to add some details to that infinity platform, and I've got a couple other little ideas in mind because that just looks a little too new, and I want to kind of make it look like it's been there for a really long time. So let's get started on those vines. Now I'm going to get my supplies, which include wax paper. I'm going to use this twine right here, and those are going to be my vines. I've got my Elmer spray glue, and I've got my tuft here, my green blend that I've been using quite a bit of, and then I've got my scissors, of course, that I will need. And then I've got some other gardening items. I've got my dry vines, I've got my other little blends of grass and underbrush that I'll be using. And I decided to be outside today because it's a really pretty day, so I thought I'd enjoy that. So I put down my wax paper, and of course I need a coffee boost because I love coffee. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a few pieces of this twine. And you can cut them at different lengths. I'm going to do a couple different lengths. I'm going to do some really long ones, and I'm going to do a couple short ones. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start pulling them apart and really making sure they're nice and frayed, which is not going to be that hard to do, but it's a little tedious, so just be prepared for that. Okay, and then once it's frayed, this is kind of what it's going to look like. It's a little bit of a mess, and that's exactly what you want. You want it to be kind of this messy look. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your Elmer spray glue and spray it really good. It's going to stick to your hands and your nails. It's going to be messy, so just be prepared for that. And then I'm going to take my green tuft and I'm going to start sprinkling it all over. You can add a couple different colors of tuft, but I'm going to be adding some other stuff on top of it that has other colors. So right now I'm just going to do it the same color. And those vines and branches are going to want to really stick together. So once you're kind of got all your green on there, you can just kind of pull them apart and kind of play with them and manipulate them a little bit as to however you want them for your scene. You can spray and add green. I only sprayed them maybe 2 to 3 times, and then that's what that looks like. I'm going to make about 10 to 12 vines of different sizes. Here's another one, a little bit larger one that I made here, and I made a whole bunch of smaller ones too. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside and kind of let them dry a little bit. They don't have to be fully dried to start working with them right away. But what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm going to start working on those 2 independent walls that are near the fountain. The top parts here are just standing there. I don't know, they just feel boring, and I really want to connect them to that back brown brick wall to make it more cohesive. So I have these pieces of trellis. So I'm going to cut one down, and I'm going to put that on the top and connect those walls all together. And that was easy peasy. I just used a little hot glue. The next step before I start covering the walls with vines is I'm going to add an embellishment to one of these walls just to add a little bit of interest. So I have this embellishment piece that I found, and then this little lion's head, and I'm just going to glue these to this one wall. All right, and now I'm going to start applying my vines. Okay, and that's kind of the beginning stages, and I just keep going. I went up on this other wall. And I'm also going to go down the staircase. This is also, I kind of want to hide the lighting, that lighting strip that I've been using. And this is a great way to do it. And also I have one more of those brackets that I used underneath the platform, and I'm going to put it right there, and I'm going to use it as a little shelf, a decorative shelf, and add some cool stuff to that. And I also want to add some more vines to that trellis to kind of cover it and also make it look like it's been overtaken by the vines. And I have this piece here that's just left over from some other project. And I'm going to make it look like maybe these is like dried up pieces of wisteria or something like that. All right, and that's what that looks like. And so it's coming together, but I really want to add some more green to this and a couple other little accessories. So I did spray some spray glue up on that platform and then sprinkle just a little bit of that green tuft on it and then down the stairs as well to kind of give it a messier feel. And now I'm going to take my light green foliage fiber clusters, and I'm going to also take my dried vines, my dead foliage, and I'm going to start adding those to those vines. See how that's real fibrous? So I'm just spraying on my Elmer spray glue, and I'm just going to add these pieces, not all the way up, just here and there, and kind of make it sporadic like that. Although it might be dying, there's still some live leaves on here that I've managed to survive on their own in nature. And you can see by my nails, it's a messy job. And I use a toothpick quite often to kind of help me hold things in place. And we're just going to go up and down. And I also put some on that trellis on the top to cover that. All right, and it's kind of coming together. And then I'm going to take some of my dried vines and I'm going to intermix those as well. And then I used it along this platform to kind of cover that wire that's up there. And then I mixed in a little bit on the side there, not too much, going down the stairs. So now on that shelf, I'm going to add this owl, and I'm adding him because the Goblin King shows up often in the movie as an owl. So I think we need one here perched up high, kind of overlooking everything. So I added some flowers and some more greenery there. Okay, so we're coming together. Just add a few accessories to that platform. It's really not that big up there. It's just an element that I think, really adds to the whole piece. So that's what that looks like. And then, of course, I turn the lights on to give us a better idea of what that's going to look like with the lighting. This lighting strand has a whole bunch of different levels, some blink, and you can have warm and light, and I keep messing with them, which is why they're flickering so much in these shots. But anyway, so I'm going to end here this week. Not a super long video, but this part of the video I think is very impactful to the overall look of everything. And so what do we have still to go? I still obviously have to put in the hedges, the original hedges, and do the walking paths for that. We have lots of accessories still, and honestly, I haven't even decorated the outside walls. So there's that, which I foresee more vines and stuff like that. So I'll be working on that, and then we can put that all together. What else? I hope that you liked the video. I'd love to hear what you think of this so far. please feel free to comment below. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe so that you can continue to see the progress of the Labyrinth backyard garden for my Garfield dollhouse. As always, if you are in need of pre-owned accessories and dollhouse furniture, I do have my eBay website store, Whitney LaBrie Events, where you can purchase those items there. I also have another series called What's New Wednesdays, where I do treasure reveals. So if you love treasure reveals, please make sure to subscribe and push notifications so you don't miss that episode, which comes out every Wednesday around 12:30ish. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing week, you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.